JD Vance told the funniest lie about Donald Trump that I can remember. Has anyone ever been more wrong than JD Vance when he opened his mouth on stage with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at the Maha Summit in DC, that's Make America Healthy Again, and said, Trump doesn't want yes men around him. JD said it with a straight face. And I don't want my cappuccino in the morning, right? Listen to this.
He requires honest counsel. In other words, if I have an opinion on something, whether I agree or disagree with the administration position, it's really, really important that I talk to the president about it. He doesn't want yes men. And I think that's one of the reasons why you guys have a great relationship, is because you're always thinking about how can I actually give the president the best counsel.
Trump doesn't want yes men. Try saying no to Trump and see what happens. He will fire you. He will parade you on Truth Social, blame you for something you had nothing to do with. And this is really, it's getting to not even be about Trump anymore. What I mean by that is, I believe at this point, JD Vance is really auditioning for the role of heir to the MAGA throne. Trump is term limited. He can't run again. He may be a complete and total lame duck if the Epstein files are out and they're a disaster, as they increasingly seem to be, and Trump loses, Republicans rather, lose the House of Representatives next November. Trump will truly be a lame duck. There will be some kind of MAGA succession crisis or reality show or competition. I don't know what it's going to be. And what JD Vance is slowly positioning himself for is running the most shameless, kind of bare knuckle campaign to inherit the base. I'd love it if my wife converted to Christianity or did more, became more of a Christian, whatever phraseology he used a couple of weeks ago about Usha Vance, who is Hindu. And a lot of the MAGA people don't like that. And when JD Vance says Trump doesn't want yes men, it's funny because, of course, it's false, but it's kind of terrifying because it shows how aggressively JD Vance is positioning himself as the loyal son of MAGA. He is doing what aspiring authoritarian successors always do. You rewrite the flaws of the dear leader as strengths. You rewrite the insecurities of the leader as genius. You signal that you are absolutely obedient and committed to the dear leader. And most importantly, you have to show the base that you're capable of the same level of delusion as the leader. And JD Vance, to a degree, is doing that here. And this is where RFK tells a story. This is RFK Jr. telling what he believes is one of the funniest moments involving President Trump. Listen to this. And by the way, listen to the pathetic fake laugh, forced laugh from JD Vance.
One of the funniest moments in any cabinet meeting, President Trump had them bring in a full-size picture of himself with Putin. And when they were in Hawaii, and he's very tall, and Putin was very short. Putin came up to about here, and he said, you know what I said to him? He said, I've had it up to here with you. Okay.
I remember that.
Isn't that great, guys? Isn't that great? So listen, if JD, that is the laugh of a sycophant. If JD wants to be the heir to the MAGA throne, we have to consider the role that Peter Thiel is going to play, the tech billionaire who has been quietly kind of shaping JD Vance for a long time. Peter Thiel bankrolled the political launch of JD Vance, gave him institutional Republican credibility, gave him access to networks that MAGA would not otherwise be able to build on its own. And Thiel seems to see Vance as kind of a perfect hybrid. He's anti-institutional in his rhetoric, but his economics are very billionaire friendly. And that is really appealing to someone like a Peter Thiel. So this is why I believe Vance is genuinely dangerous. It's not because he's charismatic. He's not charismatic. It's because he is the first MAGA figure who has elite backing, the first MAGA figure other than Trump, who has elite backing, some level of discipline. Vance isn't going to say the whacked stuff that Trump says unless he really wants to, but Trump seems to say it because he can't control himself. And Vance has a plan beyond just anger the liberals. And so Peter Thiel is making a very simple bet here. MAGA will need a successor. The successor should speak populist, so he sort of sounds like Trump, but govern for the oligarchs. Vance is the prototype, especially with the crafting and guidance of Thiel now for years. And also, JD Vance understands the culture war theatrics, which are required in MAGA. You've got to do it. But he, in the sort of Thiel mold, maybe would be able to turn the MAGA movement into something more durable and institutionalized, which should terrify all of us. So we're already watching JD Vance, and it is extraordinary how he seems willing to do whatever he needs to do to have a shot at the MAGA throne. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.